Hey, hey, good afternoon. Okay, that was weak. Good afternoon. Ah, that's a little better. I know everybody just maybe had a little bit of lunch. Your feet are tired, so this is a good excuse to sit down and take in a science class, which maybe you hadn't planned. But my name is Craig Beals. I'm a science teacher in Montana. If you're not familiar where Montana is, it's basically southern Canada. And it's cold there right now because we live in the mountains and we're way up north. So I've come down here to the desert where it's much warmer, but I decided to bring a little piece of Montana with me. So on my back here, I've got a CO2 tank that's just a normal CO2 tank that you'd have on a pop tap or a beer tap or something like that. And then I've got a braided hose running to my dismantled pressure washer. And so what I'm going to try to do using science is to get it to snow right here in the Las Vegas Convention Center. Okay? Now, I can't promise anything because sometimes things don't work the way they're supposed to, but we're going to give it a shot. So I'm going to pull the trigger on this. It's completely safe, I'm pretty sure. No, it really is. If you catch a snowflake, on your tongue, you can eat it. You can catch them in your hand. But first of all, let's see if this is going to work. I need you guys to help me. So we're in science class today, but I shouldn't be up here just talking the whole time because that's, a boring science class. I need your guys' help throughout the next 20 minutes or so. So if you'll help me count now, we're going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to pull the trigger on this, and we're going to see what happens. Ready? Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, snowed! Let's make more snow. Here we go. See if you can catch one. Okay, let's do it right here. That was nice, Mr. Wexler. Look at that. Ready? Right there at the FLIR sign. Let's make it snow on the FLIR sign. Here you go. 3, 2, 1. Ow! Yeah. Okay, who said science couldn't be fun, right? You catch a snowflake? Good. Hey, we've got a whole bunch more. But the thing is, I got to switch out and set up some more exciting stuff for you while you guys watch the next video about the Invisible Labs, the collaboration with FLIR.
Quinn has taken the transformer and run it through a piece of steel into some fine-grained silica sand. And the idea is that the electricity, that plasma, should extend far enough that then the plasma will run through the sand. And as it arcs across there, it melts the sand and turns it into glass, because how's glass made?
Heating up sand.
Heating up sand. So we're gonna make some glass. This is like bonus. You can see it stretching out across there. You see that? Like a glow underneath the sand. Yeah, look, it's coming up to the top. Look it, look it, look it, look it, look it. That's glass.
That's glass.
Glass.
I'm gonna break it. Ready?
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that, right in the middle. See that? Nice work.
Nice.
Cool.
So the young guy that was with me there is a former student of mine, and he's really into electricity and stuff. And so whenever I have this sort of idea in my brain that doesn't seem like I would survive it, I call him up, and he comes back to the high school classroom and shows me the ways of electricity. So it's fun that I still get to collaborate with my students. Now let me tell you about the FLIR technology and what we're trying to do together. So obviously you're starting to figure out that the FLIR cameras see infrared. So they see heat and cold, so vice versa. The thing is, a lot of the stuff that we do in science, we can't see the reactions happen, right? We just have to sort of use instruments to measure it. But the FLIR technology allows me in the science classroom to engage kids in a way that I never could have engaged them before. So that's why I've brought some things with you. Now, one of the things that we like to do in the classroom is science or magic, because sometimes science is magical, but we're trying to get rid of the magic and explain the science. So I'm going to start with a little magic trick with you. This is more of a lesson in observation than just a magic trick. So I'm going to take regular old water. Now, if we can shut off the thermal, because I'm going to use hot water, I'm going to do the trick, and then the next time we'll see it in thermal, and it'll ruin all the magic for you. But I don't want to, you know, destroy your hopes and dreams right off the bat. Now, you should be asking, okay, wait a minute, is it really water? That's a good question in science class, and I will prove to you it's water by pretending to drink it. No, I really did drink it. And then, you remember the game where you put the ball in the cup or the cup upside down and shuffle them around, and you got to keep track, and everybody gets their dollar bills out and sets them on the table? We're going to play that, but you can hang on to your dollar bills. So I'm going to add some water to this cup, and the goal is for you to keep track of the water. So this is where the, you know, the watch this move. Oh. Now, I've been told by my students and even elementary students, like kindergartners, that I'm terrible at that part. So hopefully you were able to keep track of where the water was. So just to make me feel better about myself, anybody think it's in this cup? Not a single one of you, naturally. Okay, how many of you think it's in that cup? Nobody, because I'm terrible at this. Okay, but really help me out. How many in this cup? Hey, and everybody raises their hand, because there's millions of people watching at home right now. So I will tell them that everybody raise their hand, because you guys are smart. But what? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. So they're all empty? Ooh. Hey, I like where he says they're all empty. So something happened. Is it science or is it magic? It's science, but it's kind of magical. I mean, it is until you see the next part. All right, bring back the thermal. I am using water. I promise you that. Okay? But this time, keep track of it. And if you want to cheat, you can look over here. If you don't want to cheat and just use your scientific prowess, pay attention. Water's going in. Okay? Oh, yeah, you can see that real good. That's nice and hot. I'm going to put this down here so that it doesn't cloud out the camera. I'm going to add it to this one. There you go. Put the water in. And now I'm going to move them around super fast, like lightning fast. It's so fast, it looks slow. Okay, enough of that. If you've cheated, you know where it is. It's the same place it was before, right? Should be. Oh, yeah, this is why they don't allow these things in Vegas, because all the magic shows would be out of business, right? It's in here, but it's just not coming out of in here because remember, it's science, but it's also magic, because what I did was I took basically the stuff out of a diaper, which is the powder that's inside of there. It's called sodium polyacrylate. If you can spell that, you get extra credit on the quiz at the end. Earlier, we had somebody watching online type it out real quick. I'm pretty sure they Googled it. So if you're Googling it, I'm watching over there. But here's what I had done. I took sodium polyacrylate. I added it to a cup, and this stuff is fantastic. It's just like wicked cool. So put a little bit in the cup, add some water. I'll use regular temperature water, and watch what happens. Any of you that have had children and had to deal with diapers know that they turn into a gel when they're full of the stuff. So there we go. That was the science behind the magic. All right, we got a little more footage, and I'm going to set up something else. Oh, applause even. That's a good crowd. Thank you. All right, one more video for you.
We're looking at friction, and we're trying to see what happens when we overcome that friction force and how it generates heat. So the idea is to take all these great infrared cameras and train them at the back tires on this thing and have Reggie hit it hard and roast those tires so that we can see that friction force being overcome. Should create a whole lot of heat, and therefore the infrared cameras should just glow. This is how you overcome friction. We've done it so many different ways. We've used an ice block, we've used skis, but just sheer good old American horsepower is about the coolest way to overcome friction. Look at this! So we have effectively ripped all of the tread off of that poor Buick. But this is the fastest thermal imaging camera in the world. And this is what we had trained at the tires when Reggie was spinning out and burning rubber. It smells like America.
That's at my school in the parking lot. That was during summer, right before school started, and the football team was out practicing on the field, and that cloud of smoke just rolled right through they had to like stop practice because they couldn't breathe. So they haven't thrown me out of Montana yet, but it's bound to happen. So let me talk a little bit more about the Invisible Lab stuff that we're doing. FLIR is working really hard to sort of engage the younger people to figure out how can this technology be applied with the newest technology that's coming out. I mean, imagine, you know, autonomous driving cars with this technology on the car. Nobody envisioned that 25 years ago. So the kids now, my students being exposed to this technology, who knows where they're going to take it. And so what we decided to do was take this kind of stuff and do it with young people or make videos so that young people could see it and really figure out where's this technology going to go in the future. So, speaking of, I found a genie bottle. I was walking along the beach, and there was a genie bottle. And you guys remember the show? Some of you do, right? I Dream of Jeannie. You pick up the genie bottle, take the cork off, rub the bottle, and what happens? Yeah, there's a little smoke, and a genie pops out of the bottle. So, we'll see if the same thing will happen with mine. Okay, this is, oh, I'm gonna take the cork off. Let's see, here we go. And come on, genie. Come on, genie. Maybe the genie needs a little help. This is supposed to be spewing up into the air. I mean, obviously the genie's not going to come out because that's TV magic. But probably any moment, I'm going to leave that there because at any moment, this thing's going to get really hot and steam's going to come out of the top. So again, this is why I failed as a magician and had to get a teaching job. It's just the genie's tired because the genie was out late last night in Las Vegas. Is it getting you into a little steam down that direction? Ah. Oh, yeah, don't keel over. So anyway, that was a very slow genie. I apologize, but I have no control. But you can see what happened to this thing. It heated up immensely. And that's because I had put some hydrogen peroxide in there to begin with, and then a catalyst, which caused the hydrogen peroxide to decompose. So it turned into oxygen and water. That was steam coming out of the top. Now, when we do this at elementary schools, and when it really works, and you get this nice jet of steam, the kids are always like, yeah, that was, and then they're like, where's the genie? Like, you know, you guys you're not getting it. That was the cool part. But anyway, the whole reason I'm showing you this is while I was playing with this, I had a thermal camera out, and the interesting thing about these cameras is that they can see through certain mediums. They can see through certain things because they're not using visible light, they're using infrared light. So let me get another setup, and then I'm going to see if I can show you the invisible world. So what I'm going to use for a catalyst is called manganese dioxide. All right, and then I'm going to be OSHA approved safe here for just a moment and put my rubber gloves on while I handle the H2O2. And prior to me coming up here, I had added some of the 30% hydrogen peroxide to the bottle. And then all we need to do is add something to it to get the decomposition reaction to happen, which is what the manganese dioxide's for. But, let's make this way better by making it invisible to all of you. So would a couple of you mind holding this up for me? Would you help me out? Maybe we're just going to take, and I'm going to unravel that in a second, and we're going to put it down in front of this so that you can't see visibly what's going on, but you should be able to see what's going on over here. I mean, sort of, because it can't see through perfectly, but it sees through pretty well. Okay, let me get my tools. Little manganese dioxide is going to go in there. So we'll have you guys just sort of unravel And this is just essentially a thick garbage bag, all right? So it's nothing special. You can't see much of what's going on, but once we get it to heat up, you should be able to see it, that it's happening behind the scenes. Okay, there's just a little dollop of manganese dioxide, and I dumped it in right about now. Oh, so that's what was supposed to happen earlier. Here you go. Now you can see. Oh, hold it. Oh, there we go. So this just shows you that that infrared camera can see through things that we can't. You got steamed out again. Are you going to be okay? I'm going to have to get you one of these really pretty shirts or something for your sacrifice. We will have presents at the end, but thank you guys. If you give them a hand for just being so brave or foolish, one of the two, to be willing to come up here. But here's the thing. So the autonomous vehicle that's right around the edge over here has got all those infrared cameras on it, which means when you're dealing with things that our eyes or a normal camera can't see through, the infrared can see it. So it offers a whole new level, especially in that world of safety and everything else. Now, I've got my favorite stuff coming up. We got one more demonstration, actually two, and then there's going to be a little audience participation if you want to join along, and then there'll be some presents during the quiz at the end of class, okay? So stick with me. We got one more video, and I'm going to get some more gear out here on the table.
I couldn't have picked a hotter place to do this next experiment, but the point is, we're going to try to cool it down. We're up here on the roof of the school in 100-degree weather, and I've got 20 liters of liquid nitrogen and some hot water. And we're going to try to make a cloud to cool it down here a little bit at the Invisible Labs. Nice! Remember how cold our liquid nitrogen is, and it's going to be heating up quick out here. Our first 10 liters is going to go in, and we're going to start to lose some of it. It's going to turn into a vapor. But a lot of it's going to stay right down there at the bottom. So I've seen it many times. I've done it several times. But never have I ever seen liquid nitrogen and water in thermal. Well, that's why we're here today. Let's see what we get. There you go. See the cold area down there. You ready? In 3, 2, 1. We just went from 100 degrees down to, I don't know, freezing cold because the top of my head felt like ice crystals were forming.
So I can't do that with you here because they wouldn't let me. There's some sort of element of danger, apparently. So, but that doesn't mean I didn't bring liquid nitrogen. So we've got our own little liquid nitrogen, and this is my favorite in the lab, especially when we're talking about thermal, because there's only so much I can do with you guys that's hot and for obvious reasons. There's a whole bunch of people in this place. But we can cool it down a whole bunch and still see this technology in a very special way. Now, I tell my students that, well, first of all, liquid nitrogen, it was up on the screen there. Liquid nitrogen is negative 321 degrees Fahrenheit. It was about negative 190 degrees Celsius. So it's quickly turning from a liquid into a gas. It's boiling. I can see it inside here, just bo, 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 bo. You can see the vapor coming off the top, which is mostly water vapor, and some of it's nitrogen. It's dissipating very quickly, right? But it's cold. So I tell my students, because it's important that they know the history of me, that before I was a teacher, I was a dragon trainer. Now, they're 11th and 12th graders, so they don't believe me. They just think I'm a fool right off the bat. But I stick with the story. So anyway, so I was a dragon trainer, but dragon training didn't pay well. So I had to get a teaching job to supplement my income. But every morning when I was training dragons, you gotta give them cereal, because everybody has cereal in the morning. So you know how they breathe fire out their faces. Of course, that gets hot over time. So for breakfast, we'd have liquid nitrogen dragon cereal. I'm gonna go ahead and put, you know, silly rabbit, tricks are for dragons, not just. So these are just regular old tricks, and they're sitting in there in that negative 321 Fahrenheit liquid stuff, cooling down, cooling way down. And if I could have Are you guys willing to volunteer one more time? Yeah, to try this? Because, okay, come on up. If you don't want to, you don't have to, but there's no way I would do it. No, I'll do it with you. What we're going to do is we're going to sample the Dragon cereal because I have my own children at home and I don't feed them anything that I haven't tried first. So we'll do it with you guys. There's a couple of rules. Now, here's the thing. We're going to let anybody that wants to try this in just a couple of minutes, right? We'll get a little line up here, and I've got little cups. So everybody's going to get to try it if you want to. So there's a couple of rules for us and for any of you that decide to try it. One, it's very cold, because we've established that, right? So if you leave it sitting on your tongue, it will freeze to your tongue. Not the end of the world. Your tongue will survive. It just might have to cut part of it off. So you chew it up really, really fast, and it'll dissipate, and it's fun, and it cools you down. But you need to chew it up and let the gas come out your face and not into your belly, because if it goes into your belly, there's only, do you know what I'm saying? You don't know. You need me to clarify? You will toot smoke. So, which would be awesome, but I don't think we want to go through that here. Okay, what were we doing? We're going to try this. I'm just going to give you guys a couple, throw them down the hatch, and chew them up. You okay? Oh my God, is that fantastic? Fantastic. He says, oh, they want more. I'll be here. We'll just hang out up here until you've got your fill. Okay. And everybody else is saying, is this the right thing to do? No, it's not the right thing to do. It's a fun thing. Well, sometimes the fun thing is the right thing. So thank you guys. We'll have a prize for you at the end. What I'm going to do is let this keep cooling down so the rest of you can try it. I'm going to put it over here. I'm going to do one more thing because I like to start with a bang, although it wasn't really a bang. It was a noisy snow. Should we see if there's any left? Because some people weren't here earlier. Okay, we're going to make it snow one more time if there's any juice left in here in the Las Vegas Convention Center. Go long? Okay. Oh, go long to the back row. Oh, yeah, there's still some left. I caught one. It tastes like tricks. But anyway, I want to end with a bang and then get you your treat. I'm bouncing all over the place. The sound guy's going to kill me. Am I okay? Okay. So what I'm going to do is take some liquid nitrogen and put it in this bottle. I'm not going to cap the bottle off because that's just stupid. We'll have a major disaster on hand. So I'm going to put the liquid nitrogen in the bottle there. And then I'm going to put a balloon over the top. Oh, I'm going to put a balloon over the top. Now, what should happen with the balloon? The balloon should fill up with nitrogen gas, right? That's the goal. Yeah? Okay, put the rest in there. So I'm going to put the balloon over the top. There we go. And as it turns from liquid nitrogen into nitrogen gas, the balloon's going to fill up, and we'll have a nice big balloon. Now, something that would be totally foolish is to grab the whole thing like this and turn it upside down. Look at, you can see through this balloon. You see that over there? I'm going to move it. Richard, look at this. You can see through that balloon because it can see through there. Now, the balloon should be getting bigger and bigger. Am I right? I'm afraid to look at it. At some point, the latex is going to fail in the balloon. And then, oh, it's sneaking out of the top. And then it's going to burst. And I'm going to try to get the liquid to go into our, oh, there it went. Yow! We ended with a bang. Yeah, oh yeah, look at it. Yeah. It's like the Terminator, only not metallic and not nearly as cool. Now, I want to thank all of you for coming. I think Jake is going to come back out here. And as soon as he's done handing out some fun stuff, please come up. I'll get a bunch of cups set up. Go ahead and grab some Dragon cereal. Get a selfie with it. You'll be able to see yourself in the camera over here or whatever you want to do. But I appreciate you guys sitting through chemistry class today. Have a great time here at CES 2019. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Craig. That was awesome. I'll call on you, and if you answer correctly, you'll win one of these guys. So we're going to start with the two VP50s that we have.
What is a VP50?
Oh, that's a fantastic question, Craig. Thank you.
Yeah.
VP50 is actually very interesting. At home I have a stud finder, but I don't have a way to find out if where I'm drilling, if there's an electrical wire. This will tell you if in the wall, whatever surface you want to go into, has any sort of electricity flowing through it. And it also has a flashlight built in. Hey. And then the C3 is just a really nice portable thermal camera. Fits in your pocket. It's awesome.
It's awesome. I have one of those.
Oh, see,
the C3 is absolutely, it's like phone size. I hope you win. Well, somebody's going to win it.
Yeah, they will.
Okay.
And then also, in addition, if you go to that desk over there on your way out, you can get a T-shirt. Same one that he's, not the exact same one because he's wearing it, unless you really want that. It depends what you're into.
You don't want
it. But we have other shirts over there for you, so grab one of those. So the first question, this is a very easy one. So raise your hand. How is glass made? Oh.
Ooh.
Yes, sir. Good job. Come to me after we do this, and I'll give you your prize. So the second question for VP50, what happens to liquid nitrogen when exposed to air? I'm sorry? What's another word for steam?
Gas. Gas.
Yeah, there we go. You did it. All right, now for the C3. During Craig's cup magic, what did he use besides water? Ooh. What'd you say? That is...
He took note. Magnesium.
Magnesium. We got it?
Yeah.
All right, we got it.
That was
Thank you. I'm sorry.
Planned?
That is fair. That is very fair. So please come up here, get some tricks, some liquid nitrogen tricks. If you won, please come up. I'll give you your prize. And then again, on the way out, go over there to the nice young lady waving her hands and grab a T-shirt. Also, stick around, explore the booth. There's a lot of really cool stuff. In a little bit, in about an hour, we're doing another presentation about FLIR in film and television. I would highly recommend checking it out. It's going to be fun.
My father's the guy that won in the chair.
Oh, nice.
He just wanted me to grab it for him.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, grab a couple. What's that? Oh, yeah. No, let's do it. Ready?